Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it, and we're going to start with it's election season. So September 6th, our primary in Berkshire County is the deciding election for our Berkshire County Sheriff and our Berkshire County District Attorney. So I'm sure all of you know, or I hope you do, that this year our incumbents, Sheriff Thomas Bowler, is running for re-election, and Andrea Harrington, our district attorney, is running for re-election. Their challengers are Alf Barbalunga for sheriff and Tim Chagru for DA. And I've done candidate interviews with all the candidates, with Sheriff Bowler, with Alf Barbalunga. I've done 3 with Tim Chagru and 1 with District Attorney Harrington. I did make it very clear that if the candidates decided to go on to another platform, another blog, that was fine, but that particular blog to me is so detrimental to the community that I said, if they want to go on that platform, that's fine, but I'm going to stay out of it then. And they decided to go on that platform, so I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to rerun the interviews I already did. We're down to the last couple weeks anyway, but I can't, I tried watching part of that sheriff's debate. I couldn't. This person just goes for the whole National Enquirer thing. It's not trying to add any value or educate the public. It's just going for the whole National Enquirer approach. When I saw part of it where he sat there, the moderator, saying, well, I've received several phone calls of infidelity in your marriages, I could not believe I was hearing that. I mean, just trying to start some crap like it was so disgusting. And all that does so much harm to our process here. That's the type of poison nationally that is dividing and dividing and dividing. And now we're going to see it locally, and it's just going to continue. And I was really disappointed that the candidates gave credence to that. I really was. I feel like the offices are far more important than to appear on a blog like that. I really do. I mean, and I felt that when I tried to follow that blog a few years ago. I really did. And then when I read one article once where it had a bunch of stuff that I would call it 100% racism, but walking a very fine line. And then there was one about wife-swapping parties for politicians, which really hit a spot with one of our city councilors at the time who had children in the public school systems that was just devastated that was being put out there about them publicly, which was not true, but just, trying to get some attention and views. And so I can't participate. I can't be affiliated with any of that in any way whatsoever. So again, I'm going to continue to cover it. And as far as the candidate interviews, I'll rerun what I already did. Although I have to say, District Attorney Andrea Harrington did not appear on that blog. So she did not. She was the only one who didn't. She did not show, and I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I don't think any of them should have showed. Look, I received 6 messages, and those are just the messages I received last week, but 6 messages from people saying they watched that and they decided not to vote this year because of that, and the sheriff's debate one. Because it is what it is. It's turning it into a soap opera of non-related issues to the campaign. It's just absolute disgusting trash. I don't know. You invite somebody on your platform, they're a guest. You treat them as a guest. I had people saying, oh, somebody sent me a thing saying, nice campaign ad for District Attorney Harrington. I respect the office of our district attorney. I respect our system. I respect our process. I respect the office of the sheriff of Berkshire County. I respect those offices. You don't do that. You don't spread that kind of hate and nonsense to try to get attention on yourself and discourage and disrupt our process. And that's what it's doing. It discourages people from participating. It absolutely does. So, again, I was so upset that the candidates went on that. I've just decided I'm going to continue to cover it, but I'm done with interviews, and we're almost right there anyway. September 6th is election day. I hope people get out and vote. I really do. It's the day after Labor Day weekend, which is scary. It really is. It's scary because we'll see. I'm guessing voter turnout's going to be 20, maybe 25%. Maybe. But I'm going to say 20 to 25% in that window. And that will be the deciding factor. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm way wrong on that. But that's what I'm guessing. 20 to 25% will be the deciding factor. I hope people vote. I hope people pay attention, because the real issues are, look at crime in the city. Look at the amount of gun violence in the city. I mean, it's unbelievable how bad crime has gotten in Pittsfield. We've had, I want to say, 17 shootings this year. Is it 17? Something like that. 17 or 18 shootings this year. It's real close to that. It's out of control. It's out of control. Pittsfield's getting so bad, it's not even exaggerating saying that now. You know, I know during the last, I don't know if it was the last mayoral election. It might have been one of the former elections. Many of you remember a certain politician's spouse went out at 3 a.m. to film himself near Cumberland Farms, saying how wonderful and safe it was, and there was no problem with crime at all. That everyone feels completely safe in the city. But the reality is that's not even close to the truth. So those are the things we need to be focusing on. The real issues that are directly affecting people's lives. Nobody wants to hear any BS about, I've heard that you were cheating on your wife. Is that true? Whatever. Give me a break. That would have made me so mad. But anyway, there's my reasoning on that. I'm going to back off. But again, I will rerun the interviews I already did. And I'll continue to cover it. And I hope people get out and vote. This is an important election. Those two offices are hugely important to the quality of life in Berkshire County, especially the DA's office. That's so important. So please pay attention, people. North Street is another one I want to talk about because, you know, I found it funny, not funny, but funny in an odd way, that Ricardo Morales, our Commissioner of Public Services, released his findings, their report they did, saying that North Street is better, that the merchants love it, the residents love it, everyone couldn't be happier. The chief of police said the street is better and safer. The fire chief said it's easier for the fire trucks to commute up and down North Street. The ambulance guy, who I won't mention by name because I can't stand him, only because he's trashed me so many times publicly. But he's another one who said it was great. It's better than it was. Yesterday, I counted 14 bicycles on the sidewalks on North Street on one trip up and down, and filmed it. I'll put that up later. I saw a large group of cyclists at Marketplace yesterday, and I thought, wow, look at that. And it was a large group of cyclists. It looked like they were on a trip. Looked like they were in the Tour de France or something. But when they left, I thought, oh my God, they started heading down the sidewalk. I'd say half of them I saw going down the sidewalk on the wrong side. And then I saw a group of about 7 or 8 kids on their bicycles, all in a group on the sidewalk. Scooters on the sidewalk. Nobody uses the bike lanes, and we don't enforce anything here. There's nothing enforced. So what good is any of this if you're not going to enforce it? If there's no penalty or discouragement from riding on the sidewalk, why ride in the bike lane? It's more convenient to ride on the sidewalk, I guess. But that's where we fail and follow through on just about everything here. We don't follow through. There's no penalties for any of that. There's no penalties for jaywalking. There's no penalties for any of that. So Ricardo Morales put that report out saying that they did a study, and they've talked to the merchants, and they've talked to all these people, and the majority of the public are in complete approval and happy about the way North Street is, that the business owners love it. And if you disagree with them, their standard response to everything is, you're against progress. So that's going to be my standard response to them on everything. When they say, well, social media is bad, I get it. They're old and they're just against progress. That's understandable. They're afraid. They must be just afraid of Facebook. It's okay. Don't be afraid. It's just Facebook. It won't bite you. But, that's their deal. If you don't like it, you're afraid of progress. That's what they say. So this report supposedly shows that accidents are down. Okay. Now, there could be some absolute credibility to that. What I would like to see simultaneously then is, can we do it? What are the traffic reports for First Street and Center and Seymour? Are those up for traffic accidents? I'd be willing to bet they are. I'd be willing to bet they are. Because look at the traffic on First Street now, since they did what they did to North Street. Or go down Center to Seymour. Same thing. Because everyone is doing everything they can to bypass North Street, which is horrible for the business owners. I mean, I hate it when I see people say, I'll never go to North Street again, because I think of a business owner seeing a post like that and how that must make them feel. Because they're doing everything they can to run their business. And they've got to fight the city on this. And if they say anything, again, Ricardo Morales will tell them that they're afraid of progress, and that's it. So, I don't know. There's so many real issues, big things going on in the city. And there's a lot of changes. I mean, there's a lot of road work going on, some of it good, a lot of it good. I think the biggest problem in Pittsfield right now with our current administration is there's no transparency. There's no communication. We don't hear from our politicians. We don't hardly ever hear or see the mayor anywhere. The only time, you see more of her husband attacking people on social media. That's his deal. And that's what he loves to do. He loves to go after people as the mayor's husband. Recently, somebody sent me a screenshot of him going after a former city councilor just a couple weeks ago. He doesn't do it to me anymore because I've blocked him, but I'm sure he'll try to find a way. I mean, that's what pieces of crap people like that do. They're just bullies and instigators. If a spouse of a mayor caused that much problems in any other community I've ever lived in, that would be news. That would be news. When you have the spouse of your mayor going after people, and he does. I can't tell you how many times. He hasn't done it to me in a while, but he's been hardcore on me. Calls me fake news, this and that. Calls me Dan Valenti. Calls me all these things. Just openly attacked and he makes a fool out of himself. I mean, he's about as smart as he looks. So, I don't know. I don't think most people fall for it, but it doesn't stop him. He continues it. So that's that whole thing we have going on here. Everyone's feeding into all that. People, we got to start looking at our politics and looking at our system and saying to ourselves, how do we end all this stupid drama? Well, I can tell you one way. In the city of Pittsfield, one way we can. And that's get a city manager. And the next mayor needs to be a mayor that is willing to basically end their own job and bring in a city manager. We need a mayor to get that on the ballot. That's what it's going to take. A city manager for Pittsfield would start to turn everything around, and it would end all this BS, cronyism, cliques, all this nonsense. Otherwise, you're just going to have rehashed politicians that have been around forever. You're going to see the same names, the same people, the same cliques, the same endorsements, the same everything. If we don't step up and really, as a community, get involved and demand change for the better, real progress, to lift our city up, to bring crime down, to improve the economy, to make it a more inviting community for everybody, to stop oppressing people in our poorer neighborhoods where these people, a lot of them feel trapped there. Crime is so bad and they can't get out. There's nowhere to move. Try getting an apartment in Pittsfield. It's crazy. But that's the mentality we have, and we have to break from that. We have to break from that. So anyway, that's it for now. I know I kind of mumbled a little bit on this one, but I've been a little discouraged about the way these races have went, and discouraged that even the Eagle acknowledged this blog. Just discouraged about that. That's kind of the norm here, I guess. That's what a lot of the base wants. And that's sad to me, because I refuse to participate in anything that is bullying or vicious and cruel. I won't participate in it. The only person that I will talk about the way I do is the spouse of the mayor, after what he's done to me. He deserves that and a lot worse, in my opinion. I see what he does to people all the time. All the time. Can't stand the guy. I cannot stand him. But other than that, it is what it is. So everybody pay attention, get involved, vote, make sure you're registered to vote, but you have to vote. September 6th is such an important election. Get involved and do your research. You can look at the videos I did with the candidates. I'll put those up. And then I guess you can go to that other blog if you need to see that nonsense if you think that'll help you make a decision. But I'll be rerunning those, like I said, and September 6th is voting day. So everyone pay attention, get involved, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll catch you all in the next day or two.